Hello, my name is Jamie and welcome back to the channel. Unlike any other channel that showcases Pokemon Go PvP content, my channel exclusively showcases Shadow Pokemon. So if you're into that type of content, I'd appreciate it if you could like and subscribe.
So let's get into today's video. You can tell by the pose we was able to hit Legend rank in Season 10, which means this is 3 consecutive seasons I have hit Legend only using Shadow Pokemon. And I'm very excited because this is the first season that I haven't hit it in the Great League. We did hit it in the Master Premier Classic, rocking this team of Double Legacy Shadow Gyarados on Aqua and Dragon Tail, Legacy Stone Edge Shadow Machamp, and Best Buddy Shadow Snorlax. So we started the day around 29:38, I think. You'll see the rating as I haven't clipped the trainer names. It took me 3 sets to make it. We went, I think, 4-1, 3-2. I think the 3-2 put us at 29:98, and then we went 4-1 in the last set to clutch it out. So with the Season 11 updates, it is going to be a bit of a chilled season. I will continue to use Shadows, and I am going to obviously try and bring some even more spicy Pokemon. I'm going to try and strengthen up my Shadow squad, and I'm going to look to start having fun once again playing PvP, as this season has been super frustrating with all the glitches and that, and I haven't enjoyed it at all times. But we're going to get back on it next season having fun. So in Game 1, we pick up a decent-ish lead against Mamoswine. Avalanche near one-shots us, much like Aqua near one-shots the opponent. So I like to think I'm smart. I catch the Avalanche, but the opponent stays in, and we are not looking great. We get outpaced to the body slam. I don't really want to go down shields already, so I tank it, and I'm really hoping they don't have a Charmer in the back, as we will be absolutely fucked. And guess what? In comes Togekiss. So this is going to be a good game. We are playing it out as I am recording, but I'm just going to chat some shit. So basically, a lot of people say we normally choke, or you can choke when you get near Legend, and you're going to see I'm going to go off to a 0-1 start. However, you can recover. You've just got to take one game at a time. So like you see here, we get absolutely wrecked. The opponent's either on an aerial ace. Fuck my life. But we're off to a 0-1 start. In Game 2, we even error out. We get straight back into the battle. We haven't missed anything, but we do pick up a lead against Haxorus. Every Haxorus that I do see, I assume they're running the Jonker/Yonkers line. Shout out to him. He's actually on my friends list, and I really do apologise if I have bodged your name, as my pronunciation is completely garbage. But we get a shield off the Metagross with the Crunch. We come in with Snorlax. The opponent is over farming. I highly doubt they're going to shield twice, so we fire the Superpower. We take him out. Back out comes the Haxorus. Once again, I go for a Superpower because I don't want to give the opponent any extra farm. Superpower lands, that's huge damage, and the opponent actually froze. This is best case scenario. Night Slash takes us out. We can now come in with the Machamp, and Excadrill in the back quits the match. So GG's and thanks for playing. Moving on into the next one, we lead Shadow Gyarados into Snorlax. This is fairly neutral. However, when I was playing these sets previously, if I didn't switch out of this matchup, I'd usually get hard counted in the back, as they've usually got something like a Dragonite or a Gary of their own. So this time I choose to switch into my own big thick boy Snorlax. I normally let this go through, however I am learning from my mistakes, because they often got a Togekiss, which they do now bring in. The fact that I've shielded that Superpower means that we are going to be able to get this super low. If I let that Superpower come through, they would charm us down, probably shield, and we'd be looking pretty fucked. So this meta is super small. You can kind of start recognising team comp. So like I expected them to switch into the Togekiss. So I did put up a shield, and that has allowed us to actually get all the shields off the Togekiss, get them super low, and you already know that my Stone Edge Shadow Machamp is about to fuck something up end game. So we're going to come in with Gary. I'm not going to be able to Dragon Tail down. Well, I possibly could, but we'd be super low. So I'm just going to get rid of it immediately with the Aqua Tail. I'm spamming out Machamp. Show me what you got in the back, and in the back is a Gary. You already know what's up. I am going to shield this up, as our Gary has got a lot of health left, so this Stone Edge will get rid of the Gyarados, and that Snorlax is going to have no chance of clutching out this game. So it's going to be GG's and thanks for playing. So after losing the first battle, we do manage to win 2 on the bounce. Let's see if we can keep that momentum going. So we pick up the Gary mirror lead. This opponent is the first other opponent I have seen on Legacy Dragon Tail, so shout out to them. I go straight for this Crunch If it lands, it will do big damage. The opponent actually shields and swap into Metagross. So I bring in Machamp. I'm going to go straight for this cross chop as we do outpace him. If it lands, it will do decent damage. You can see we've already got him in the red, and I now know that Snorlax can lick this thing down without taking a move, so I've got no intentions of winning switch. I just want to get some energy on Snorlax, as if they've got another steal in the back, Superpower will be threatening, and if they bring back in Gary, they are going to have to dump their energy. We can tank any move, no problem. Crunch lands, they get the defense drop, so I'm going to fire off this Body Slam. This should get them quite low. I'm looking to bring back in my own Gary, and they bring in Excadrill. Excadrill really isn't going to appreciate the super effective Aqua Tails. They're already down a shield, they're over farming, and they've got super greedy, and we've resisted Dragon Tail down. You love to see it. So off to a 1-3 start, or 3-1 start more accurately, but we pick up a lead against Magnezone. This is absolutely not what you want to see, as it is hitting my Gary for double super effective. We switch into Snorlax, we tank the Wild Charge, and I'm really glad I didn't shield as they hard punish me with a Machamp. But Snorlax doesn't actually do too bad in this matchup. You can see Superpower and the licks have got them deep into the red. So now I am going to look to come in with Gary. I'm really hoping they aren't a Man of Culture and running Stone Edge. This is only 7, so it will be a Rock Slide. Shadow Machamp hits like a fucking truck. It's almost taking us out, but we do manage to farm down. I'm spamming out my Machamp. Show me something in the back, weak to fighting. They bring in the Magnezone. I am going to shield this up, even if they bait me with a Mirror Shot. I don't really give a fuck. And in the back is Snorlax. So Machamp, with its forearms, is about to go to fucking town on this opponent. First cross chop gets the shield. We're already at the second. This also should draw a shield. We are going to have to shield the Body Slam in return. The opponent is over farming, so we managed to get to a third. I'm hoping this KOs. Unfortunately, it does not. But we do sneak a counter, so we're going to shield up this move, and we're going to be able to counter down that UFO in the back. They do bring back in the UFO and quit the match, so GG's and thanks for playing. You can see, after losing game number 1, we do pick up the next 4, and we go 4-1 in the set, and I believe we land at 29-82. So if we manage to get another 4-1 in this next set, we will hit Legend. So we are being gatekept by all the legends, and we pick up a pretty decent lead against Dragonite. Dragonite is obviously taking super effective from our Dragon Towers. This crunch should do big damage. However, I am fearful they are running triple flyers, so I do look to soak the charge move onto my Snorlax, which we do successfully, and we do manage to lick down. If they bring in Gyarados, I'm really afraid they've got Togekiss in the back, and that will mean we are looking pretty fucked. So I get off this Body Slam. Body Slam should do decent damage. We've got them down to around half health. This Aqua Tail will not KO, and I should make a last minute Body Slam. I really don't want to shield an Aqua Tail, but if they've got Togekiss, even though I did shield, we're looking pretty fucked. So Body Slam comes through, we draw the first shield, I switch out into my Dragonite, and there is the Togekiss. This is absolutely good to the game. There is pretty much nothing we can do. Out of all the team comps I see most commonly, triple flyers is the hardest for this team of 3 to deal with. So I'm going to come in with Machamp. We're going to get charmed the fuck down. I build up towards the Rock Slide. Obviously, we're not running Rock Slide. I go for a Cross Chop. Even if the opponent shields, which they do, we are absolutely fucked. Snorlax has about 2 HP, and we get charmed down. So we're not off to the best start in set number 2. So much like the first set, we lose game 1 in set number 2. However, this time we do pick up a lead against the Gyarados. They're on Dragon Breath, we are on Dragon Tail. We go straight for this crunch. The opponent no shields, we don't get the defense drop. I'm also going to no shield, and I'm hoping I do manage to Dragon Tail down. They actually bait me with an Aqua Tail, which is a bit of a strange play. We do sneak Dragon Tail through, so I know I can tank this Aqua Tail, and the Dragon Tail does register. We get off an Aqua Tail onto absolutely anything that comes in. We're just going to get off a bit of chip damage. It's actually a Roserade. So we get, what are they on? It looks like they're on Poison Jab. So we get Poison Jab down. We bring in Snorlax. I am going to shield in case it is a Leaf Storm. They actually hit us with a Sludge Bomb. Either way, it would do big damage as they are super attack weighted. They've got Swampert in the back, and we've got Machamp. So we're looking at a pretty sweet spot here. We draw the first shield with a Cross Chop. I'm not going to let this Hydro Cannon go through as in the Master League. Machamp does tank one, no problems. I'm going to look to shield the next one just to get this Swampert's final shield. So we're going to shield this up. You can see the counters are really starting to chunk them down. This Cross Chop will probably draw the last shield. They actually let it go through. So we are going to get off a cross chop hopefully on the Roserade. We actually don't, but Snorlax has so much energy. We are going to manage to tank one move, lick down, and we're going to be off to a 1-on-1 start in set number 2. GG's and thanks for playing. Getting into battle number 3, set number 2, we pick up a lead against Snorlax. Like I did in the first set, I am going to look to land a crunch and swap out into my Snorlax, as I don't really want to stay in this matchup and commit shield. So we do come in with Snorlax. We are going to tank the superpower. It doesn't do too much damage because they are non-shadow. They come in with Gyarados. So we are behind on health, but we are still going to get this Gary quite low. First body slam does do decent damage. Aqua Tail will not KO, and I'm hoping to reach a last minute body slam. Snorlax doesn't make it, but this Gyarados doesn't really have too much energy, so I'm going to come in with my own Gyarados. I'm going to look to Dragon Tail down. You can see in the mirror the advantage of running Dragon Tail. We keep getting a load of sneaks through, which is advantageous. We managed to Dragon Tail down. I'm spamming out Machamp. Snorlax is staying in. This is just going to be a body slam, so I am going to let it go through. We tank it, no problems, and in the back is an Excadrill. So I'm going to go for this cross chop. 2 cross chops will get both shields, and I'll be able to Aqua Tail the stupid Steel Mole in the back, and we should be in a prime position to finish off this game. We draw both shields. The opponent does throw some energy. I am going to let this go through. Rock Slide does take us out. It looks like they went for Rock Slide, anticipating me attempting to catch, but there's no need to do that. Aqua Tail takes them out, and we've still got a shield ready for the body slam if they make it, although they are energy dry, so Aqua Tail is going to be enough to take this game. So GG's and thanks for playing. Off to a 2-on-1 start. So we pick up a lead now against Conkeldurr. Obviously, unlike my Machamp, there has been Elite TM to Stone Edge. All Conkeldurrs run Stone Edge, so I bank a load of energy and switch out into my own Snorlax. Obviously, Snorlax doesn't want to see Conkeldurr. We tank the crunch, we don't get the defense drop. I go now for a body slam. Even if I lose this mid game, we should be in a great position, as either of my Pokemon aren't too phased by Conkeldurr. Once again, I do believe I will survive this move. It's only an Aqua Tail. We should get to a last minute body slam. Best buddy Snorlax, you fucking monster. Let's see if the opponent shields. They don't shield, but we've got hardly any HP to get farmed. This is absolute best case scenario for me. Back out comes the Conkeldurr. We've got Gyarados. I am going to shield this up. They're probably going to bait me with a dynamic punch, but either way, it's still 50 energy, so it does cost a lot. In the back is a Metagross, so I don't throw any energy. I'm just going to come in with Machamp, do as much damage as possible, and then my Gyarados should be in a great position to clutch out this game. I'm going to let this Meteor Mash come through, and now I'm going to go straight for Aqua Tails. The opponent is going to be forced to shield because they can't really afford to let any move hit them. So I throw 2 Dragon Tails. I managed to get a denial in. This next Aqua Tail does not draw the shield, and we managed to farm down. So now it's going to be a race. Can our Gyarados survive the counters to get to 2 Aqua Tails? You can see we are getting super low. First Aqua Tail draws the shield. We're at the back-to-back. Second Aqua Tail should be enough to take this game. Shadow Gyarados, you fucking monster. Thanks very much, and that is a good game. So we are now 3-1. Heading into the last battle, we need this to clutch out Legend, and we pick up one of the worst leads you could possibly see. This Florges does have a pretty good matchup against the entirety of our team. We are going to go for these Aqua Tails. The Dragon Tails are resisted due to their Fairy typing. I can't really afford to switch out. A Snorlax is our only response, and even Snorlax doesn't do fantastic here. They go for the back-to-back move, so unfortunately we are going to get taken out, and this thing's still in the green health, so we're looking in an absolutely awful spot. I bring in Snorlax. I go for this body slam. I don't even think this KOs. This Florges is super bulky. They do tank it, and we are now going to have to tank a Moonblast. I'm hoping they've got double steel in the back. Moonblast lands. We managed to lick down. What have you got in the back? In the back is a Gyarados. I was already spamming out the Machamp swap, so we are looking pretty fucked. So, Legend is not going to be achieved this set. I go for the Hail Mary of the Stone Edge. Let's see if the opponent calls the bait. They shield it up, and this game is absolutely over. So I'm not even going to bother shielding now. I'm just going to let Machamp go down to an Aqua Tail. And once again, I do eventually throw a body slam, but I'm not going to shield. We lose this matchup, and we probably won't get enough points to hit Legend. We actually landed at 29.98, so now we are looking to go into set number 3. We pick up a good lead against Gyarados. They switch out into Snorlax. We meet them with Machamp. Cross chop lands. I'm going to let this go through. Even a superpower will not KO. It is the superpower. We do manage to counter down, and even if this opposing Gyarados does shield us, does farm us down, they are on Waterfall, so our Gyarados has a decent matchup. I looked to go for the Stone Edge, which was a bit of a misplay as we didn't make it. I should have just thrown on 7, faking the Rock Slide. However, I'm going to shield this move up in case it is an Outrage. We do successfully shield the Outrage. We've got loads of energy now. They've got a Magnezone in the back. This is looking tricky. The UFO goes straight for a Mirror Shot, looking for the debuff. They do not get the debuff. We now, once again, are going to shield. This is another Mirror Shot, I believe, which it is. So it looks like they are looking for the debuff. We now are at almost the back-to-back superpower, so I am going to bait with a Body Slam to not lower my defense. The opponent calls the bait, the absolute madman. This Body Slam, though, should draw the shield, which it does, and they are going to have to Wild Charge us to take us out. They throw the Wild Charge, take us out. They switch out really smartly to not allow us to farm them down when they have lower defenses. Crunch lands, takes them out, and the Magnezone is super low on HP, and we manage to take that game. So off to a 1-0 start. Moving straight on into the next one, we see another Conkeldurr in the lead. They instantly swap into a Snorlax, so we bring in our Machamp. You already know how this matchup goes. We are going to win this and maintain alignment. It's all going to depend about what is in the back. I imagine it could be a mirror team from the team we did see previously with the UFO. So it could be quite tricky endgame for our Gyarados, but we managed to farm down, which is fantastic for us. I imagine back out will come the Conkeldurr. I go for one counter, trying to get a denial, and they actually sneak. We are managing to do some nice chip damage on the Conkeldurr, but they do now have a lot of energy, which isn't fantastic. They instantly swap into Magnezone. We bring in Snorlax. The last opponent was going straight for the baits. This opponent builds up quite a lot. I attempted to CMP tie when they reached the back-to-back. Wild Charge, unfortunately, I was unable to do so. We get a really weird animation where they fire off a charge move and get an extra sneak through. Once again, they will need to Wild Charge us to take us out, and I am not shielding. They go for a Mirror Shot. The opponent realizes it was a bit of a mistake, so I am just going to let Snorlax go, and I'm hoping that our Gary can manage to clutch out this game. Aqua definitely will KO with the defense drop. I know they are going to bait me with a Mirror Shot, but you can see these sparks are absolutely shredding us, so I do shield it up. I'm expecting the Conkeldurr to come back out. We are going to overfarm as much as possible. We shield up this, probably a bait. They're not too far away from the next move. I fire one more Dragon Tail. Aqua Tail will be enough to take out the Conkeldurr, and we need to survive one spark, which we do. Gyarados once again fires off an Aqua Tail and clutches out this game. GG's and thanks for playing. So despite a couple of tricky end games, we have managed to clutch out the first 2 battles, and we now see a Shadow Magnezone in game number 3. Obviously, when you're 2 points away from Legend, you can't expect to pick up the good leads. We switch into Snorlax. They come in with Togekiss. So if we can manage to flip this mid-game, we'll be in a great spot. Body Slam comes through. The opponent does shield it up, and they fire off at what I believe is going to be an Ancient Power. Even though I know it's an Ancient Power, I am going to shield just because I really want to flip this opening matchup. I fire off this last minute Body Slam. We've got hardly any HP to be farmed, and the opponent lets it go. We now have flipped this opening matchup. We come in with Machamp. They've got a Gyarados in the back, and it is on Waterfall. So we're looking in a pretty good spot. We go straight for this Crunch. Crunch lands, does decent damage. They are going to have to outrage us to take us out. This, though, is just a Crunch. I'm going to farm them down, and I'm hoping that this Aqua Tail does draw a shield. They are a Shadow, so they are super squishy. The opponent makes a huge call and let it go through. I believe that is a mistake, because now whatever they throw, I can shield up. They're not going to make a Mirror Shot and a Wild Charge. They go for the Hail Mary, and Machamp clutches out this game, and that clutches Legend, as we're 3-0 in the set, and I don't believe you can get any less than 2 points, so we are looking pretty good. Let's see if we can clutch out the Legend set in style. We pick up a lead against another Shadow Gary user. However, they're on Dragon Breath, we're on Dragon Tail. We do lose CMP, as they do have a 13 attack, but you can see that their health bar is a bit lower than ours, and especially when you decide to bait, you're not in the best spot. We go straight for a Crunch. The opponent does shield it up. The opponent is going to have to throw. They do not. We reach a last-minute Aqua Tail. The Gyarados, with its 15 defense and HP, we've actually got both shields. So we're looking in a great spot. We come in with Snorlax, and for no reason whatsoever, other than already know that we've got the Legend in the bag. We don't manage to catch a crunch. They love the bait. They fire one Aqua Tail. I shield the second one. They now come in with a Swampert. So Swampert with no shields isn't really going to appreciate these counters and cross chops. We do huge damage to this thing. I'm in an iron. Should I shield it and counter down? I just decide we're going to let it go. I come in with Snorlax. We fire off this Body Slam. Body Slam should be enough to KO, which it is. Let's see what the opponent has in the back. They actually have a Snorlax of their own, so we are in a bit of a tricky spot. I am going to have to fire a superpower. Let's see what the opponent does. They go straight for the superpower, so once they're not baiting, but they then make a noob play, looking to catch the superpower on the Gary. We lick down, and we're off to a 4-0 start. Heading into the last battle of the video, we pick up another dreadful lead against the UFO, so we've had pretty shit leads in the entirety of the set, and we are now hard countered with a Machamp. We tank the cross chop. We are looking to go for a superpower. Superpower should do big damage, and it does now mean they get even less farm. This opponent actually chooses to shield, so this is where you're going to see my highlight of the entire video. So I'm going to come in with the Gary. The opponent obviously knows I'm inclined not to shield, and would you believe it? Eat Stone Edge. Get wrecked, Gary. It actually didn't one-shot for some reason, probably because they are a normal. So now we are relying on Machamp to clutch out this game. We shield up the cross chop. We are going to counter down. What do they have in the back? And in the back is a Conkeldurr. We managed to deny a counter, but you can see Conkeldurr has a huge HP, especially compared to Shadow Machamp. So the opponent will shield this up. We are going to get sparked down and lose this final match. So we managed to get rid of the Conkeldurr, but you can see Machamp's health is super low, and we aren't going to make the cross shot. So shout out to my last opponent. As much as most people don't like getting wrecked, I absolutely love to see Stone Edge land. So you can see there, we managed to rank up. We hit Legend for the third time, and this is actually the first time I've ever hit Legend, not in the Great League. So it's great to hit it in a different league. So I'd like to say thanks to everyone that has been supporting me. Huge thanks to both Oxfordu and Zyonik, who did showcase my Shadow Walrain videos over the weekend. So if you are a new subscriber, I hope you enjoy the content. And I have been pretty lazy lately. I haven't played that many sets, but with Johto Cup coming and with us having 20 sets to play from the 26th of February, I'll be back on the content grind. Just like to say thanks for all the huge support this season and every season, and I'll see you all in the next one.